Joining us now is the Director of Investigations and Research for Judicial Watch, Chris Farrell. Chris, welcome back to Victory News.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Now, we just listened to the press secretary of the White House promise that Joe Biden would never pardon his son if convicted. Chris, with the Department of Justice working feverishly on Hunter's behalf to get another sweetheart deal, does she even need to address that question or answer it?
And she doesn't. I mean, the Garland Justice Department is essentially the Biden family law firm. They've been completely compromised in that regard. And, you know, should the judge in Delaware actually bring any sort of punishment to Hunter Biden, the White House spokesman would quickly reverse herself and say, well, there wasn't any pardon at the time you asked that question, but of course now there's a new opportunity to pardon. So the truth has little or nothing to do with what's going on in the White House or how the Garland Justice Department is dealing with Hunter Biden.
Let's talk about that plea deal. The Delaware DOJ lawyers had the immunity portion buried deep within the plea deal. Fortunately, the judge read all of the documents. So can Weiss and his team be trusted to negotiate a new plea in the Hunter Biden case?
The short answer is no, they can't be. And let's hope that the judge, Noriega, goes ahead and carefully combs through every line of whatever deal is being offered. Because, again, the favoritism, the double standard here, the kid gloves treatment that Hunter Biden is receiving is really, it's an insult to the American public. And it's an abuse of the justice system. This is the kind of stuff that's so corrosive to the public's trust in government, because they look at this, they realize no one else in the world would get a deal like this. And it undermines faith and respect, really, in the government and faith in the Constitution, how it's being carried out.
Yes, but his father knew nothing about any of these business dealings. I mean, that we're supposed to believe that.
Which is preposterous, because, I mean, look, we know, because we obtained the flight manifests, that Hunter Biden traveled on 411 flights with his father while he was vice president. 26 of those trips were overseas, and of those 26 trips overseas, 5 were to China. So 411 flights with Dad, 5 of which to China, and we're supposed to believe that at no time ever did Hunter discuss business with his father. It doesn't pass the giggle test.
No, it doesn't at all. Now, Judicial Watch recently filed a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security for records on a financial grant from U.S. Biological Defense Program to EcoHealth Alliance. What's going on in that case?
Well, we dug into the case because what this really looks like, and I say this advisedly because I am a clandestine human intelligence case officer. My past professional life, I was trained by the CIA as an Army intelligence officer. And I can tell you that this contract and the details of it read like a human intelligence collection effort being run out of Health and Human Services in connection with or via a contract with EcoHealth Alliance. It's alarming. We have to wonder what these people are up to. And remember, EcoHealth Alliance are the people that are up to their necks in gain-of-function activities with the Wuhan laboratory in China, and to include other laboratories in China. So EcoHealth Alliance has gain-of-function problems.
Yeah.
If you want to read through a lot of really interesting information, all of the documents we obtain in this study of what's going on with COVID are on the Judicial Watch website, and I encourage people to look at them.
I do too. I encourage you to go do it. The more you peel the onion, the more you see. The latest edition of Judicial Watch Corruption Chronicles headline says Mexican drug cartels have seized unprecedented control of the nation's southwest border. How dangerous is this for the American public?
It's never been any more dangerous. At Judicial Watch, I've been looking at the Mexican border, conducting investigations for over 20 years. Spending time along the Arizona border in El Paso in particular. And the border, there is no border. Let's just be clear. There is no border. The border is controlled by the cartels, and the United States has lost control of its southern border. We don't have a border. It doesn't exist.
It's sad that you're correct on that, but you are correct. Where can we find out more about the work of Judicial Watch and what you're doing, Chris?
A great place to start is our website, judicialwatch.org. Everything we do, all of our investigations, all of our litigation, we post online. We have a wealth of information, and I encourage your viewers to get online and inform themselves about what's really going on in Washington, D.C.
Chris Farrell, sir, thank you for taking your time to be with us today.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure and honor.